Bring in the G-Men. You ready, Josh? Here they come.
Do it. Doing a little shimmy. Can you see it?
A little side-to-side action.
Side to side. Well, I can't because my couch will growl at you.
Your couch will go.
Hang on.
Just might as well. There you go. It's like, dude. It's like that new microphone. It just sounds like you're slightly panting in the background. It doesn't sound like anything. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dick Around podcast, where all we do is dick around with your dick, with somebody else's dick. If you don't have a dick, that's fine. You can still dick around. I am one of your co-captains.
Some of our favorite people are dickettes.
Right, some of them. I'm one of your co-captains.
Some are not. Yeah.
Bilbo Baggins. There's the other co-captain, Josh. He has no idea how to have a fucking podcast, apparently. So he'll interrupt me from time to time.
Well, he tries to be the main host, but the talent has to come through from time to time.
Just let me have my fucking moment, dog. Okay.
God damn it, dude.
Don't tell the people this bullshit. Like, I'm trying my best over here. You're just dogging me out here, man. It's tough. It's tough for a player. It's tough for a player.
Do it without me. I'll just sit here.
Okay, so welcome to the Dick Around podcast, where I am the only host, Bilbo Baggins. Forget that other guy on the other side of the screen. He's not important. Nobody cares about him anyway. It's pretty much the way it goes. What is up, everybody? Podcast, go. What's up, J-Ron? How you doing? Josh, do you have anything to say?
Get back to work, Trey.
There it is. Get back to work. So no, but actually, we have a great episode for you guys today. We have a couple of stories. Many of them are going to take up a lot of our time. So who knows what the fuck we're going to get through. But before we go into everything, we start off every episode like we always do with the alcohol. Josh.
Oh, we're doing that?
Oh, we're doing that. Were you not prepared?
We've never done that before.
As it turns out. Yeah, let's get that water out of there. You don't want a watery drink. You don't want watery grape Japanese whiskey.
Okay.
There it is.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to try out a new plastic bottle gin.
Okay, I'm down.
It's called Gilby's. And it doesn't have quite the, when you grab it, you want that little, you want to be able to grab it, but it's got it'll slide off your hand or something. I don't know.
There, though.
Yeah, but
does it make it grippy?
I'm not impressed.
Well, maybe you should have been
But
impressed.
we'll see. Hang on. It smells like gin. Yep.
Check.
And then we're gonna go back to the Kiwi Strawberry Reserve.
New Zealand's finest monster.
Oh goodness, this came straight from Ethiopia. And
are there tears of starving children sprinkled in for seasoning?
I licked the can just because of that. I got all the blood and tears before I opened it.
Nice. I like that.
And once again,
it's important to go that route.
Listen, don't short yourselves, kids. If you're buying off-brand energy drinks and they come from an African tribe somewhere, just make sure to taste the outside, because that's what got them there and that's what's important.
Taste the outside? I feel like that's like a Bush Light slogan. Taste the outside.
Right.
Why do they masquerade as a drink that's for granola people?
I'm still stuck with this from when Mater was here. And
I was like, what the?
I'm still stuck with that because that's where you don't lick the outside of the can. Sorry, because people have been handling that with doo-doo fingers. It was dude, I thought you were a Miller Lite guy. It's no, as long as I can get it cold and it gets me drunk, I'll just do it.
They've literally been wiping their ass drunk as fuck at 3 a.m, and then they go to grab another natty. That's the kind of shit you don't want to do, dog.
You
Who
just
is it that
you
said
just
that's
don't
that shit I don't like? Because that's what I'm on. You know what I'm saying?
you just don't do that.
This is the rap.
But
This is gonna be the rap episode. I hope everybody's down.
oh no.
Don't call it a comeback. Been here for years.
I've been here for years, kids. Like,
Uh,
cheers to everybody. Cheers to all the beautiful subscribers. Trigger, get the fuck back to work. Cheers to everybody else. Thanks for tuning in. This beautiful 5-headed bastard. Let's fucking get this shit going. It's gonna be a good one
for all to see. Bam, bam. Let's get it going. I would drink. I have a little bit of water left. I meant to go get more water before this too, but somebody was like, we gotta go live at 5 every time, except for when we don't. Yeah.
Well, exactly, and it's always Philbo's fault.
Yeah, yeah. He actually has a life. Yeah. We already had a sound effect podcast. We definitely can't devolve back into that. So
my
dude,
horns back.
Are legendary.
Don't worry.
The horn is legendary, dog. Play that horn. Let that brass ring true. That's like you just sound like the starting sound from Mario Kart, where it's like boop 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 boop. Although actually the more iconic boops are the Halo loading boops. 100%.
Don't get me started on Halo, because we'll just do the whole episode with me miming Halo.
There's nothing wrong with that. First of all, how do you mime Halo? Master Chief always has his helmet on, except in the TV show. So like, what the fuck are you gonna do? You went baritone. You sound like a dying cat when you go high. You're like, I have to keep it down here.
I'm meant to stay in a certain vocal range.
Yeah, as long as it's the bottom octave, then I'm totally fine.
Yeah, my falsetto is not great.
Yeah. Oh man, but your soprano, cigarette puff.
Oh,
love that shit. I love it. You know, I wonder why we're banned on TikTok if you're smoking during the episode. I wonder why that happened to come across. Yeah,
I have no idea. I don't breathe it into the microphone, but sometimes I do.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so what's up?
He is our Lord and Savior.
What's up, everybody? We are back for episode 16. I figure we should go ahead and kick it off. So here's a topic. Now, the name of the episode is Gender Reveal Wrestling. And if you're wondering why that is, because it sounds kind of fucking
actually it looks like it's called quick test.
I thought I renamed it. Hold on.
Yeah, maybe you didn't.
Oh, motherfucker. This shit drives me absolutely nuts. Why is that? All right, hold on. We're gonna come back and do it right. It's like I hate this shit. Actually, I guess we'll just change it later.
The more times that we sign off and sign on, the more notifications people get.
I guess that's true. I think we'll just leave it for now. I wonder if I can change it live. I probably
don't leave it quick test.
I'm not gonna leave it quick test, but I don't want to, because I always if I make a mistake like that, I go back and change it. I think I can change it live in the stream manager. Hold on, I got this. This guy's a fucking pro. Guy's a fucking pro. just vent for me for a minute.
Whoa.
No, it turns out edit stream info. Here we go. Thanks for pointing that out, by the way, because we would have just let that ride. Gender Reveal Wrestling. So it's called Gender Reveal Wrestling because, believe it or not, somebody had a gender reveal party where the genders were revealed by who won a wrestling contest. Now, you might be asking yourself, was it regular sized people that won this wrestling contest? And if you're thinking that to yourself, then you'd be fucking wrong, because it wasn't regular sized people that won this gender reveal contest. It was a little person that won this gender reveal contest.
Well, you spoiled it. Now I don't even want to watch it.
All right, well, close your eyes, because I'm gonna let the audience watch it. This shit's great. It doesn't really matter if
it is great
or not. It just matters.
It is great.
It just matters if we can bask in the amazingness of what happens here. So, like the butterfly intro too. So this family set up a wrestling ring with the. I guess this guy's probably a pro little person wrestler. I'm gonna say midget wrestler because that's what it's called. They're called little people in the streets, but in the octagon, they're called midgets.
Once they put on the tights and enter the squared circle, that's it.
The squared circle. Is that like a basketball court? Because I feel like a basketball court is a bunch of circles surrounded by rectangles. But
no, the squared circle, I believe, was made famous about boxing. But
oh, that makes sense. Anyway, he's beating the shit out of this midget for a good solid part of the round here. But then he breaks the
picks him up, slaps him up the ass. Yeah.
It knocks him out. I love how he puts his eyes in the back of his head. I didn't catch that the first time. That's hilarious. Yeah. Like he's undead. That's hilarious. I love that. It's the little details, dude. It's a long story short.
He gives the slap to his elbow too. I love that.
He's prepping it up. He could have done this gorilla stance. He really fucked up. Nobody ever taught this guy how to fight.
No. I haven't seen a goddamn gorilla stance
when
yet.
It's a boy, the dad takes 2 beers and slams him in his face. I missed that detail before. And they carry the best man off. Or they try to carry him off in a stretcher, but it breaks. Because he's a large gentleman. There's a lot going on in this clip.
There's a lot going on.
First of all, if you're ever going to do a gender reveal, which I am generally against, that this is the fucking way to do it. There's no doubt about it. This is the only way to do it. Your thoughts?
So what I was going to say is, you know what? You don't seem like the kind of guy that would do something like that, but Annie would definitely seem like the type of person that would do that. And you also seem like the type of person that would just bend to Annie's wish, and y'all would have like the lamest fucking gender reveal of all time. And
yeah, well, it wouldn't be because Annie wouldn't want it to be cool. It would be because she would be like, well,
because she's not cool.
Be there. It's because she sucks.
No, it's because no, it's exactly what you just said. It's like, no, there's going to be people here that like to play with fireworks. Then there's people here that like to play with guns, and there's people here that are just dangerous in general. And it would end up just being cutting the cake, like in something like the lamest fucking thing of all time. And
yeah, it would be.
I mean, I've been around Annie's family. They're not. I don't know. They're not us.
They're pretty milquetoast. You know, I think that's a pretty good description.
They're not us.
Right. They don't have a podcast where they go on and have to refrain from saying 3 or 4 very key words because they say it every day and
because they just use the words often.
Well, but there's one word we definitely don't use often, but the rest of them we kind of do.
There is one word that we never use, but the other ones,
unless we're quoting a famous rapper, they usually don't get brought up.
Like every once in a while, we'll get drunk on the outside of Atlanta and scream.
We'll pull a Morgan Wallen and throw a chair at somebody and say the word out loud.
Right. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's just the way that it is.
But I just anywho. No, I always assessed you as the gender reveal, not you necessarily, but your relationship as the gender reveal type. And I've always had a problem with this since its inception in like 2016. Like we're not that deep into it.
Right. It is a pretty new phenomenon.
But since its inception, I've always had a problem because, like you said earlier, it's just another date on the calendar. It's like, fuck, I got to go deal with this now, and it's not even going to be fun. Like we don't get to get shitty and like do whatever we want.
It's like it's like having a bridal shower, except it's like if let's imagine your parents are divorced and you have a stepmom and a stepdad. So it's like all 4 sets of grandparents are the only people at your bridal shower or your baby shower or whatever. So you have to be as like on your best behavior as possible because the old people are gonna ruin it. Like that's what it's like.
Like the ice patrol can't do anything.
The ice patrol is on standby during this event.
Yeah, they're on standby, and we just have to stand there in our business casual. And there's barely like there might be food, but it's not dinner. Like you come over,
it's not dinner, or is it? It's not dinner.
Dinner.
It's not dinner.
No, I'm just saying it's not dinner. Like you don't sit down and eat. You don't have a good meal. You don't enjoy each other's company. Everybody just like stands around and eats snacks and drinks a couple beers and just says, well, when is this going to be over? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, they've been fucking. Congratulations. Congratulations to the couple. They've been fucking, and now they made the worst mistake of their life.
No, but it's the funny thing about this too is I love the memes where it's like, oh, I have a, or like we're trying for a baby actually translates to, we've been getting cream pied every single night possible.
Right. You're
like, that's
literally.
What it is. I mean, literally, that's what you're saying.
You're queefing out cum every night. And probably twice a day if you're really trying. But
I mean, if it's not in double digits, then it's rookie numbers. Let's be honest.
I mean, come on now. I've been there. But it's one of those things. But it's like, God. So I have to come here and act normal for
no pun intended.
But now I have to come act normal for 3 fucking hours while we kiss your ass. And I think are gifts a normal thing at a gender reveal? I believe they are. Like, yeah, I've got to now give you another thing. Like, I've already given you shit, and then I gave you shit, and I gave you shit, and I gave you shit. But now, guess what? I get to give you more shit. Guess what? Wait, don't tell me. We're not announcing this live.
So this is what I don't understand too about the gender reveal party. So it's not a baby shower.
No.
Right. But I feel like
no, there's still a baby shower.
But that's the thing. There's still a baby, and not only that, but I like the old days. I'm an old fashioned guy. I want to write a telegraph to my grandparents and be like, child expected. Stop. Gender unknown. Stop.
Stop.
Yeah, and then I'll give it to a guy who rides a pony across the United States.
And then they just send you one back that says stop.
Stop.
Right. And at the time, it's got a $1 bill and says stop.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it's like that's like the fortune. That's a fortune back then. I like the scene in A Million Ways to Die in the West. He's like, that's $1 bill, boy. Take your hat off. It's like you got to respect that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But that's the kind of that's what I yearn for. I yearn for emotionless long distance communication that would take months between messages. You know what I'm saying?
No shit.
Like, can we go back to that? I feel like the telegram is a highly underrated mode of communication.
Just based on the wedding planner you chose and her execution.
Well, it wasn't our fault. She was recommended to us by. Dude, don't even start. Don't even fucking start with me, please, for the love of God. You know what? It sucks too. Is so Annie's boss, their daughter just got married, and they used the same wedding planner. And she actually did a good job at their wedding. And we were so angry about that.
She got a good DJ?
Well, no, we got the DJ. But it was a whole thing. It was a whole, no, but we got it. But he was like, we got the company provided this guy. Like, I don't know. Anyway. And the company's highly reviewed. I guess this guy just needs to find a new profession. Anyway, it's a whole fucking thing. We can't get into this.
I'm roasting you on camera. Just stop.
No, it's not even. None of this stuff has anything to do with me. I was not the DJ at my own wedding, nor did I plan it. So they can fuck right off.
I told you I would step in, and you were ready for me to do that.
Dude, we almost
That's how
needed
bad
you.
it was.
And he was like, Josh, go. And I was like, hold on, you don't know what you're saying, but you don't know what you're actually saying by letting Josh take control of this.
She literally told me to go.
I know. And I was like, you can't do that. Like, you don't understand. Like, you haven't read the NDA. You don't know the terms and conditions. There's a full disclosure.
Yeah. This is like calling Beetlejuice out from the grave.
There will be strippers here in like 5 minutes if you say yes.
Right.
Like Leather and Lace will like load a coach bus and be down here by the end of the night.
Yeah, it would have been rough. But
yeah.
No, but as far as like adding events to your life, I feel like that's a big deal. And
it is a big deal.
I'm just saying, like, okay, the acceptable ones for me that like loved ones need attend are a birth, and that's close family. Everyone else come like they can straggle in.
That's like immediate family, or if you have a large family who happen to live in the area, then like
that's
whoever's closest to you, right?
That's mom, dad, and kids, and maybe grandparents. Like they come to the hospital, they get to hold the kid, whatever. It's like 2 days or 3 days, whatever it is. Then you have a funeral, and a funeral, that extends a little bit,
right?
But not that far. But at the same time, if I mean, it depends on the proximity of the friend, and it depends on the proximity of the relative that dies. Like,
I totally agree.
There's a lot you got to figure that out. There's a lot, but there's mandatory things, which are close friends and family, and that's a marriage, and that like you obviously show up to the marriage and like the ceremonies and the close friends of each, the bachelor, the bachelorette, whatever you choose, however you choose to do that, they're there, right?
Right, exactly.
After that, you buy a house, there's a housewarming. Let's say you buy a house tomorrow, you move in. I might not be at the housewarming because I live, 300 miles away.
You're definitely not going to be at the housewarming. Can you imagine if we had the fucking, like, if we set fires in National Forest over housewarmings? Like, I feel like that's coming next.
It might.
Like, look at all this shit we got from Home Goods, guys. Let's light this forest on fire. That's 100% happening next. Like, the trajectory of the gender reveal is just getting increasingly more and more crazy. Now, for some reason, I don't know why we entered the pyrotechnics era of the gender reveal so early on in the life cycle of it.
It got people tried to get crazy with it, but it was people that don't know how to operate pyrotechnics, and they don't know how to fire firearms.
It just kind of reminds me of the it just kind of reminds me of the Tropic Thunder, where the demolition guy is like, let's go crazy, and he just like blows up a shit ton of stuff, and it doesn't
Mother Nature's about to shit her panties. Like, watch this.
Oh god! Oh, what a great movie!
but most of the videos are actually, it's more like Uncle Joey firing a rifle at something and trying to hit it.
Right.
It's exactly. Like there's a balloon going up and it's got the answer. Uncle Joey's just got to hit it. he's got a 22 rifle and 10 rounds. He should be able to hit it, right?
Exactly. You'd fucking think so.
But then you watch it, it's like, no, literally anybody else that knows how to operate a rifle, shoot the goddamn balloon so we can get this over with.
Right.
Because we actually don't know.
Right. It's like you go to a ski range and you're like, pull, but you load all the shotguns with blanks.
Right.
Who was it that did it? Nathan for me. Do you know the Nathan for me guy? What's his name? Like Nathan Fillion or something?
Nathan something, yeah.
Yeah. He's got that like HBO show, which is like one of the most bizarre and fucking hilarious shows I've ever seen in my entire life. And I forget what it's called. Hold on, let me tell you. Nathan for You HBO show. Hold on, I forget what the fuck it's called. What's it fucking called? The Rehearsal. This show is fucking nuts. So in an episode of The Rehearsal, he takes this guy ski shooting, which neither of them have ever done before. And he's like, this will be a way for us to bond. And then he goes And they're sitting there at the range, like talking about life, and he's like, "What he doesn't know is that I loaded both guns with blanks." So they're just sitting there, and he's trying to get to know this guy, and they're both like, "Wow, I'm a terrible shot." It's just great. I fucking love the concept of that, except for a gender reveal. Oh man, that'd be fantastic.
That would be fantastic.
And you get
especially if somebody like, and then you see it like Trigger. he's the only one that knows, and then he slinks out the back, like never to be seen again.
No, he runs the Curacao Police Department and pulls the live stop target out. Runs in front of the shotgun at the last second. Oh God! That'd be great. R.I.P. Brandon Lee, by the way.
R.I.P. Brandon Lee.
Yeah. So anyway, but
it sucks getting shot sometimes, I guess.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. Kind of a crazy situation. What I don't understand
Never been shot.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Well, we'll get a gun. I'll shoot you in the arm, and then you can tell me what it feels like.
You already have a gun, so do I.
That's true.
I would prefer. I don't know. What do you carry? A 9?
Yeah, I got a 9. I'll get a 22.
Yeah,
with the 22.
No, I got a 32. You can just shoot me with that.
Okay. What about 357?
No. No.
It'll be fine.
I mean, I've got a 357. I've got a 38. I got a. What else do I have now? I got a 410. I got a 12 gauge.
You got the 5.
I got a 300 blackout.
Oh, it's 300.
I got a 300 blackout. I got a 6.5 Grendel. Please don't shoot me with the Grendel. Please. That's all I'm saying. Out of all those, if we have to choose not one, please don't shoot me with the Grendel. Please.
We're gonna have to go crazy one day, like when we're just like done with TikTok and just like have a gun episode.
Shoot each other.
Yeah, just kill each other live.
Woo!
We'll have a duel.
That'll be a Mater episode.
Mater could, sweep our bodies off the stage or something.
Yeah, no, he can bring his 5'7" and his 7.62 and all kinds of crazy shit.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, what else is going on? So yeah, but the gender reveals.
Anyway, I wasn't done. I was just saying,
keep going.
So like a housewarming that's for neighbors and people that live within I'd say 5 miles of you.
We're building like a proximity map. Well, there'll be a JPEG that goes out later.
I'm just saying, look, the bachelor party and the wedding that extends further out.
That's an international, that's a 360 degree.
That's look, I love you, you love me, get over here.
Right. But even if you hate me, come anyway and bring me a present.
But a housewarming is more like, look at my shit and bring me more shit. Right. And that's I guess, but that's a new audience.
I guess it's more
that's a new audience. That's not I wouldn't be expected to show up with a goddamn air fryer.
So here's the real question though: do you treat a housewarming like you would an estate sale? Like, do you put up garage sale signs around the local area? Like a couple streets over. Oh, we're having a housewarming.
I mean, I've done a couple, but at the same time, it's kind of touch and go because some people have. But I'm saying some people have bigger families than others.
That's true.
So
some people, the whole house is gonna be fucking elbow room only.
Yeah, and also you gotta feel the room too. Like you gotta know who's coming, and if you're gonna serve dinner, then it's a small crowd. But if you're gonna grill out in the backyard, then it's a slightly bigger crowd.
Housewarming. It depends on the 1,000 square foot apartment. Not gonna be a house.
It depends. Right.
Yeah. It's gonna be a house. It's gonna be a house cool down. I'm gonna be like, please get the fuck out because there's not enough space.
It depends. If there's a taser in your back pocket, that's the difference. But no, if you got a big family and they all want to do something for you and it's that kind of thing, then it's not a dinner thing. It's a pickups and charcuterie only.
Plus, it depends on the relationship with your family. Like if you're Vin Diesel, apparently the whole family's got to be there, you know. But if
also, it depends on the size of the house.
Yeah,
like,
there's so much. There's so many variables in a housewarming.
If I just bought a 45-room home, well, let's call it a mansion, and
don't call it a mansion. It's been there for years.
It's been there for years. No, it was born in 2007. It was a boy.
We only burned down half of the Cherokee National Forest during the gender reveal party for the house.
Chop. No.
I think we would get a chop actually, but it's the way that it works.
we would get a job, but you know, I'd take the chop.
We can't get chopped.
The
show can't.
I'd take it right on the chin.
Because here's the thing: if we ever fuck up and say something insensitive, we're not apologizing for it. So it's just.
Well, you will, but I won't.
No, I won't apologize for it. Like, there's a difference. Like, as long as it's the only rule is like in my book, as long as it's funny. Like, if it's funny, it's fair game. That's the only.
If it's funny, well, it is fair game, and we're not using insensitive language. Is the whole thing.
Well, or else people will yell at us. So we're.
I say fuck and I smoke.
And we're not apologizing for it, damn it.
We talked about dick sizes one time. Oh no,
we did do
that.
But
we did do that, and
actually, it's been it's like every episode. Well, I mean, you know.
No, I mean we actually talked about it one time, but the other times it's more like complimenting someone.
Hey, bros just back each other up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta have each other's backs.
Look.
I mean, real
good luck, kid.
Real, you know. Good luck out there, buddy. I'll be.
Good luck, bud. You're right there.
Yeah,
look,
you're going to Walgreens. You're going to the farm league for a little bit. Walgreens? Oh, like a.
They carry the big ones.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. I was like, or they carry the Viagra, depending on your age, or both, depending on your age.
Actually, there's a new documentary about that. I don't know if you saw that, but
Viagra or dicks.
Well, no, not dicks. Unfortunately,
the dick.
We gotta get the truth. We gotta get the truth out there. 4.5 inches is more than enough. But
we need to. Okay, there, guy. No, we need to get a documentary crew to document us having a podcast. Is what we need to do. Just call it the dick documentary. Come on now. Martin Scorsese, where you at?
I might be able to set that up, actually.
We'll have to talk about that later.
We'll talk about that.
I think let's work on just exploding, you know, like all over the audience.
Like
in a manner.
Not inside, like cream pie style.
Like, not cream pie style, like full on like South Park Jonas Brothers episode.
Just dick sneezing all over everyone.
Exactly. And then they can share that with more people and then just continue to grow, you know what I'm saying? And then when they grow, then we grow because we're getting bigger, and then when they get bigger, there's more to share with the audience, so everybody wins, you know what I'm saying?
You're saying no, I'm saying.
I'm saying here's the ceiling, and we gotta break through that ceiling like this, you know what I'm saying? Then there's the next ceiling, we just break through that ceiling.
Like that. Just like fucking that.
God. I fucking love Jump Street. Great 70s.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway. Fantastic. Why didn't it win the Oscar that year? I forget.
By the way, if you're just listening to this podcast, you definitely need to watch it because the visuals that accompany it are definitely worth it. But so yeah, housewarmings we've established. What comes next? Like a neighborhood barbecue? I feel like is that a little bit? I feel like or a block party, maybe?
I feel like that's where like the mandatories end. Other than let's say a birthday party,
like you have to show up if you're invited, kind of thing. Like, what do you mean by mandatory?
Yes, to where like
I would skip out on a housewarming in a heartbeat. Now I would want to go because like I'm like that nosy neighbor. I'd be like, oh, so what's in your house? You know, like what you got going on?
Right, but right, but you wouldn't go because Annie would be pegging you in the background.
No, she would also want to go for the exact same reason. But if it was like, oh, but I'd much rather go and do something else that day. Like if I had a conflict, right? Like the housewarming is definitely on the bottom.
So let's say you had Braves tickets on the first baseline.
I'll stream live from the Braves game. You can put me on a robot because I'll be at the fucking Braves game.
Let's say you had a podcast.
Ooh, that's where it gets tricky. No, I'm playing. Podcast all the way. I'll just show up later. It's a fucking housewarming. Like, save me a roll and a beer, and I'll be there later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, housewarmings are the worst, but they can be the best. I've been to
feel like it depends, because if it's like your close friends,
I've been to one that got fucking crazy, dude. Like I'm telling you, it almost turned into a fucking orgy.
It was a frat house party or warming.
No, it wasn't, but it was like it changed gears. Right. Like you can see the clutch go in.
I need to rename the episode "Housewarming Diaries Part 1" because you're about to tell this story.
Gears.
Yeah. So how did that lay the seed? Lay the seed. Paint the picture.
Well, Bud Light Platinum had just come out.
They do call you the Walt Whitman of podcasting.
I'm just saying, Bud Light Platinum had just come out.
Okay,
it had just hit the shelves.
Wonderful time to be alive. Kid Rock had not yet massacred a whole.
It's so gross. It's like Bud Heavy, but it's got like a little extra
bullshit in it.
I think it's like 6% alcohol.
It's like scorpion semen they throw in there to make it seem more interesting.
Yeah, it's more like hangover semen.
Right.
Like they just had a bunch of hungover fucking drunk guys just jizz into the goddamn tank.
Exactly.
Like it was so bad. But I was drinking it and I remember it. Like you know like how like the hair stands up on the back of your neck when something's going and you don't exactly know what
you have an orgy radar.
I'm just saying, like, you don't know exactly what's happening.
As long as if you're more sober than everybody else, you notice it more too. You're like,
but then you actually, and I'm drinking Bud Light Platinum, and I'm like,
well, that's your first
what
cue.
The fuck is happening?
That's the first idea of something
By the way,
wrong here.
I enjoy Bud Light Platinum, so please sponsor us. But
I'll enjoy anything for money, so even I will drink Bud Light Platinum.
He will. He'll do it. I've seen him do less for less. But
can we all right, trademark that. I've seen him do less for less, because that's 100% true. I've done way less for way less.
No, it's that thing where you're out and about. You know, it's different when you're in your house and you feel comfortable and you're doing whatever you're doing. But when you're out in somebody else's house and there's like a wild vibe going on, like something just changes that. And when something changes that, you can like I guess you have a couple options.
In
me.
Come on,
But no, it was one of those things to where you can just feel like the mood shift from everybody. And I just like I couldn't figure it out. And then I looked and I was like, this dude's actually finger banging this chick with her pants down next to the fucking sink. And I was like he was in the kitchen just finger banging her like
the kitchen.
Yeah, in the kitchen, like right next to the finger foods. And I was like, hopefully they're done grabbing. And
hopefully the cheese sticks are not being used in this situation.
But I remember I was like, this is the time. Like you can either shine or you can like get the fuck out. And I was like, all right.
You've never put a little Pearl Jam on a jalapeno popper?
I don't know what that means.
The whole situation.
I don't know what that means.
Jalapeno popper is a fried, generally a fried jalapeno with cheese in it.
Oh.
That's a joke, because you see what I did there? Instead of explaining the sexual part.
Yeah, nobody's laughing. Look, here's the thing. When you see something like that, like you really, I mean, at least me, it's more of a fight or flight kind of thing. I'm like, do I get involved? Like, do I say, do I ask another party member to join it and see what's going on?
Hey, go check out what's going on in the kitchen. It's kind of crazy.
No, because it got weird real quick, and then I was like, "Hey, who wants to play beer pong in the backyard?" And everyone's like, "Yeah!" And
I mean, the answer to that question is always yes.
yeah, but we played beer pong in the backyard, and it turned out that was the best friend of the guy that lived there. Okay. And then the girl was like...
The girl was the best friend, or the guy was the best friend?
The guy was the best friend.
Okay.
And it turned out they were trying to, do an orgy kind of thing. And
those two were the host? They just pulled it out of nowhere?
The hosts, yeah.
I feel like you need to put that on the invitation somewhere.
Well, because you're not always ready for that kind of shit. But I was single at the time, and I was like, I'm just not really into that.
I get I'm not anxiety. If I think the dog's watching, I go like, oh.
No, my dogs watch all the time. I give them a show. But
you have an OnlyFans just for your dogs.
Yeah, no, but it's one of those things to where it's hard to explain, but in that position, I just said no. I said no. And
I mean, sometimes you get it. Yeah, Strig is mad at you. I mean, I understand that. I understand that a little bit.
But it was one of that's not my scene, man. I'm not into we've talked about the Devil's Three-Way. That's never okay.
No.
And I think an orgy is kind of in the same family as a Devil's Three-Way. And
well, I mean, anytime there's more than one person involved, it's in the family. Technically,
but
is it more than one? Is it more than one person? More than two people, I should say. Anytime there's more than two people involved, it's an orgy.
What we really have to examine is how many sandwiches are going to be made.
Whew.
And
yeah, that ratio's got to be up there. So here's the other part of that too: is it's kind of like the argument between how many is a few, how many.
But also,
a threesome is a threesome.
Swapping sandwiches is not really my game either.
Yeah, you don't want to become an Eskimo sandwich brother. That's not okay.
Look, Eskimo brother is perfectly fine.
If there's time between, not in the same night, you don't want to become an Eskimo.
There's got to be ladge between the vag.
Wait, what's not? Is that time lapse or something?
Yeah.
What does ladge mean? I've never heard that before.
Oh, ladge. It's a lag of time.
Oh, lag between. Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Ladge between the vag.
Okay,
and
what if you know a guy named Ladge? He's always between the vag.
Well, then he owns that vag.
That is his vag. There are no Eskimo brothers to be had.
He brought it on his goddamn self.
I wonder why we're banned from TikTok. Anyway, so suspended, I should say. Suspended from going live. There is a difference. We could still make money on our videos, so we're fine.
Right. We just got in a little fight in high school and got kicked out.
Right, exactly.
And now we're back.
But we're not even kicked. You don't get kicked, which is funny because
we will be back.
We'll be back. 2 weeks because the 7-day suspension will last through next week. So it's a whole fucking thing. It's a whole fucking thing. Anyway. So long story short.
Housewarming parties.
But hold on. So you said no. No, hold on. Let's go back to that story for a second. So you said no, and then what?
So I said no, and no, I didn't. I had sex with someone else.
Oh, it just wasn't with other people.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. Well, what about, did the orgy happen without you?
From what I hear, no. I think it turned out just to be a three-way. But
was it a devil's three-way or a three-way? Or a working man's three-way? I don't know. I don't know what the other type of three-way is.
It was a devil's three-way.
Oh, see, that's wrong. That's wrong.
You mean a Christian three-way?
A Christian. The way God intended?
Right, the way God intended it to be.
I have no... a Jesus three-way? What's the opposite of a devil's three-way? Oh, God. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize for that. That I will apologize for.
I don't apologize for anything.
So anyway, What were we talking about? I mean, if it's a devil's three-way, it's still a Christian three-way because the devil is, assuming we're talking about Satan, that's within Christianity. So that's still a Christian three-way. It's just an anti-Christian three-way, right? I feel like that makes sense.
I don't know. Let me send you some videos and you tell me.
It's kind of funny because it's like, okay, I'm not gonna get into it. We don't talk about religion. So anyway, it would be a funny point though, but I'm not gonna go there because the Mormons will, campaign against us or something.
Right. The state of Utah will never watch us again.
We'll be banned from Colorado and Utah for two entirely different reasons. So, so the housewarming party. So what comes next? I mean, the block party. If you turn a block party into an orgy, you got some fucking skill, first of all, because you got to be living in like swingers paradise to make that happen.
I mean, dealing with neighbors is a completely different thing.
Right.
So,
and they should be dealt with infrequently and politely. And that's about as much contact.
I could not agree more. Like that's my philosophy is right, exactly. I'll wave. If you're outside, I'll wave. And then
considering what's happened in your neighborhood too, they agree. They fully follow that philosophy. In fact, probably more to the point than I would follow it. Like with the shit that's gone on in your neighborhood.
I thought they were terrified of me, but that other guy, Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're not even the worst. You're not even the worst thing that's ever happened to him.
No shit.
And they still didn't call the cops.
No, they did. It just didn't work.
Which is crazy. That whole story is crazy. Have we told that story on here before?
We have not, but tonight's not the night.
That's fair enough. Let's just say there was a guy in Josh's neighborhood where they called the cops on him and then was like making a bunch of ruckus and then the cops just left. Like it was wild. And then he continued to make ruckus.
Apparently they're Batman fans. They love vigilante justice.
Little did you know. I mean, you're not even like Walmart Bruce Wayne. You're like black market, like oranges on the side of the freeway Bruce Wayne.
No shit. Yeah, I'm like Dollar Tree.
Not Bruce even. Wayne. No, Dollar Tree is an establishment. You, sir, do not have that kind of organization.
Right. I'm like the flea market down the road. Like that's
right.
where
that's still too organized. That's what I said. No, like roadside stand. Like they're selling peaches or something like that and boiled peanuts. Like that's the kind of Batman you are.
I get the job done though.
Gets the job done. What can you do?
I don't want to.
But you will.
Because I'm not vicious and heartless like Bruce Wayne.
Well, he's not heartless. He is vicious though. Like if you're on if you accidentally like shoplift $5 from a place, he'll beat you within an inch of his life.
Right. He'll just carve your head off with the goddamn batarang. Like
I feel like sorry, I just beat up on my microphone. I feel like I've done that like 15 fucking times. Right, he'll just carve the bat symbol onto your forehead like Inglourious Bastards.
Right.
But other than that,
which, by the way,
totally
I've been watching Tarantino lately, and I wanted to have that conversation with you. I don't know. I wanted it to be on air.
Let's do it. Let's have dance around as much as you have to.
But you haven't seen them all, so it's not fair.
Okay, well, we'll tell you what. I'll catch up. I'll do my homework, and then we can have the Tarantino conversation because we still have 3 other stories to get to, and we're past the halfway mark, which is how you know it's a good episode. So we're doing our job.
Housewarming parties.
Woo! So I guess so. But to your point, though, the gender reveal, man, not my cup of tea. I don't even know. I feel like Annie changes her mind over time. I feel like we may not have the gender. I mean, if we have a party, it'll be like we'll just get her immediate family together and like go to dinner. Like it won't be like we don't.
Don't bother inviting me.
See, if a party can be a dinner, then there's no reason to throw the party.
Don't bother inviting me.
That's a good.
You should probably invite Scooter, and Cooter instead.
Hey, Scooter and Cooter are a good time. They're a good fucking time.
They can be, but at gender reveal, nah.
Sorry, I had to get my one dog from barking. I have 2 dogs now as a whole fucking thing. Come here, Goose.
You got Goose now.
Here's Goose. He's this noodle fucking dog. He's not mine to keep. I only have him for a couple weeks. Or I should say about a month and a half. But yeah. Oh, here he is. He's a good boy. He's a big old noodle, black noodle. Look at this guy. Such an awkward dog. Love this kid. Anyway, all right, Goose. Thank you for your appreciate you.
Hey, Goose.
So that's Goose. Everybody knows Zito. I would pick up Zito, but Goose would like freak the fuck out, and Zito would probably bite me or something. I don't know. So it's a whole thing. Goose is a very aggressive plague puppy, and Zito's an old man now, so it's a whole thing. It's a whole production.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
I can bring Romy and Massey out if you want.
Well, you can. I don't know if they would ever stop barking if you did that.
They don't bark like that. They just don't like you.
I mean, they'll see me, especially when you get the 65-inch TV in there. They'll see my fucking big ass 5-head and be like, "Get that fucking kid out of here!" Rah, 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 rah.
They usually would.
I mean, the 5-head kind of gives a dead giveaway. That's kind of my problem. I mean, it is good for branding though. You could put this on a billboard and people would instantly recognize it.
You could use it as a billboard. Just put some green tape on it. And you'll just have a Bud Light logo on it the whole time.
Well, it'll
Bud
be
Light
like
Platinum.
No, it'll just be green tape, and then whichever company wants to like rent it out for ad space. I feel like that's a dystopian future that we needed to explore. Forehead advertising.
That's on you, I think. Not on me.
I'll get it started. I'll reach out. I'll see what I can do. So anyway, so let's go on to our next story. Midget wrestling gender reveal goated. I think that's clear. That's the best way to fucking do it. That's the best way to fucking do it. Like, I'm gonna push so hard for that. I'm gonna show Andy that video and be like, so this is how we're doing it, by the way. When it ever comes around to that.
I mean, you're gonna have to set up a ring. Like you have to rent a ring. You gotta rent a midget.
I guess you could rent a ring, because I was like, how the fuck do you even do that?
Yeah, but no, you can rent a ring, but then you can rent a midget, and then and have me fight them.
Wrong. It just sounds wrong.
Because I'll be a part of that. If you leave me outside of that, I'm gonna be upset.
You'll at the very least be the referee. 100%.
If you make me the referee, I'll burn the house down.
Well, you won't be left outside of it, so I don't know what to tell you on that one. But anyway, so
no, but the best way would be Gator. Gator wrestles him.
Gator. No, it'd just be Gator wrestling. Everybody, it's just Gator by himself in a free for all.
Like, we already know it's a boy. He's dressed in blue. We just have a Royal Rumble featuring Gator.
Right, exactly.
And then at the end, the Great White Hope comes in and just power bombs everybody.
Actually, no. Gator wrestling will be the undercard, so like it'll be the preview to the main event.
Like,
I love that.
He challenges just random people sitting in the chairs. Like, hey,
you, let's go,
step up.
And he's like pointing at the 90-year-old grandfather. Right.
I've been taking classes at the local community college. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, he's what is it? He's not gunpowder certified, air horn refill certified. He's dangerous. He's fucking dangerous, man. I wouldn't fuck with him. So anyway, so this next story is great. Because it's probably the dumbest fucking thing ever. So this has happened before, because I think this also happened in Tokyo when it first started.
It happened in Rio, and that's when that's when it started leaking.
Right. The bed started leaking, or the story started leaking?
Yeah, no, pun intended.
Oh, this is funny. There's okay, hold on. We'll have to talk about this quote in a second, but so what it is, the subject of the story is there's these anti-sex beds that they put in the Olympic Village in Paris. And like we said, this goes back to Rio, and they were in Tokyo. I don't know if they were in Sochi or not, but basically they're there for to discourage, obviously, like the athletes from having sex with each other. It's a really well-known fact in the Olympic community and people that report on it that people just have sex all the time, because you get a lot of like peak physique individuals between the ages of like 16. I mean, they can be pretty old, like they could be like 50 something, but the vast majority of them are like young kids. All, you know, and if you're 16 years old, there's other 16-year-olds there. I'm not implying anything else. I'm saying, like, if you're 18, there's other 18-year-olds there. If you're 20, there's people in their 20s all over the place. So there's just
it's literally just all you can hear is ball slapping. like you walk down a hallway, you just hear.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
they're not clapping, I promise.
Drake's woo, Drake's paradise.
All right, Trigger.
Okay,
all right, Trigger, you're fired.
Right. Kendrick's gonna write a 35-minute poem about how fucked up of a person you are. But here's the thing about that: I never gave Drake a pass. I've been saying for years he's a fucking pedophile. Ever since the Millie Bobby Brown shit came out, like, Drake can go get fucked. His music also sucks.
Ever since he was a Toronto Raptors fan, I was out.
I was like, oh, he must be a pedophile. Okay, gotcha.
Oh yeah, I'm out.
That's a good point. So these anti-sex beds are there, completely fucking pointless, useless. Like, I don't know who this is placating, because if you're a horny young adult, right, all you're gonna do is find out ways around the limitations of having sex.
But you can literally fuck on anything.
Literally, I mean, literally, you don't even need a surface. You can do it in the water.
You don't need anything. You can just here, hop on, bitch. I got corned beef, sauerkraut, Thousand Island, and Swiss in the goddamn refrigerator. Just hop on.
Yeah,
surprise me. And if it's not a Reuben, I'm gonna fuck you in the wrong way.
But yeah, I mean, it gets pretty fucking schwasty. Do you want to apologize?
If you don't make me a Reuben, I'm gonna come first every time.
I'm gonna be selfish as fuck.
Right.
You won't appreciate it. You're gonna be highly disappointed.
No. You're gonna be disappointed, but I'll get mine. Don't worry.
You'll be disappointed either way. Hold on, let's clarify. But you'll be less disappointed one way or the other.
Let's clarify. I'm 19 years old. I don't know my way around a woman's body, but I can rail you like a motherfucker.
Right, exactly.
And it's going to feel really good. And then it's going to stop pretty quick.
Then it's going to stop. Oh, man. Anyway.
And then you're going to...
hormones.
And then you're going to make a bad sandwich. But... and so the cycle begins
for 20 minutes. Yeah. So the
right.
So anyway, so it's a whole fucking thing. I mean, what's funny about this? So that they have cardboard frames, and apparently the mattress is recyclable. I think they're designed to collapse if more than two people, or like two. I'm not more than two people. If more than one person gets on them, and I think, like, I don't know if they have like a oh god, the quotes on this. I gotta read some of the quotes from this article. I'm sorry. This is just so funny. So this is what makes this the article to read about this. This is from The Independent, by the way. This is just so fucking funny. I can't stop laughing.
It can't be better than the flamethrower, but go ahead.
It's not better, but it's honestly approaching that territory. So there's a table tennis player, Matthew Syed, told the Times that he got laid more often in those 2.5 weeks than the rest of my life, in reference to the 1992 games in Barcelona.
Yes. So
that just goes to show, like, literally you just have a shit ton of sex.
First of all, it's pronounced Barcelona.
Oh, and the follow-up to that is, however, he did admit that it was only twice, but described it as a miracle for his 21-year-old son. Which, like, for a table tennis player, like, you're getting laid.
No, it's a table tennis player. I saw that too. I was like,
that's
wait,
hilarious.
A table tennis player is getting laid? Can you imagine what the long jumper's doing?
The long jumpers, the runners, the swimmers, the skiers. It's just
the long jumper's just like, where do you want it? You want it in the change cup? Do you want like,
they just set up.
You want it in the sink?
It's like speed dating. Like, you put yourself on a conveyor belt and it moves like every 2 minutes. But it's funny because, like, one other meanwhile, at least one foursome is reported to take place at the London Olympics.
Can we just like be happy that somebody that plays ping pong professionally or semi-professionally,
I'm so happy for him and the community.
Like, that he got laid.
I mean,
because there was that one lady that wasn't getting the double team in the other room that was just like, you know what? Let's fucking do this.
I like how you brought up the French accent for it. I feel like it's the most appropriate, for the situation. I really appreciate that attention to detail.
Well, I can do the German.
You know what? Strangely appropriate for the situation that you're spitting on stuff. So
the
pillows are not sex proof. That's the thing. So the beds, so these cardboard frame beds, which first of all doesn't really matter anyway. Like you could just collapse the bed and keep going. Like the engineering is not really thought through with this.
No, and I can honestly tell you that the better part of my late teens and early 20s was spent having sex on things other than beds.
That's how you do it, man. You really go to
That's how you got to get creative.
Right. Now, but I'll tell you, as you get older though, and you have your own bed, it's like, we could make this very comfortable, or we couldn't.
I'm just saying, that's where it goes down.
Right. Exactly. But the pillows are there. The pillows are still there. You can design the bed all you want. There's still fucking pillows there. Like it's not that like the pillows. The pillows are still there, and like you just need one for the head and one for the vag, and you're good to go. Like that's all you need. And there's probably two pillows.
You don't even need pillows. You've never had sex?
But I'm just talking about amplifying the situation. Like they didn't fully engineer this. They didn't fully sex-proof this bed. Is all I'm saying.
No, they literally like the rest of the apartment. It has to have like a narrow, a narrow walkway, and everything else is covered in like glass and nails and.
Unless the walls are like dissolve in semen, then you're gonna be fine.
Right, and then a young man named Zergadoy that just stands there and watches.
Zergadoy. But you have to have like a card. Like it's funny that you say that though, because you have to have a cardboard cutout in the bed, and like it's just nails and shit, and all you can do is lay stiff as a board.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you're surrounded by nails and glass.
No, and then the walls are covered with pictures of your mother, like
your grandmother, like fixing a car or something, like the least sexy.
But I'm telling you, if when I was 18, that wouldn't have stopped me. Like I would have found a goddamn way.
I would have turned mom around so she didn't have to watch.
No, she could have watched at that point.
Woo! Woo! All right, this is why we're banned from TikTok.
There it is.
Oh God. So anyway,
but no, seriously, like the sex drive of a human being at that age,
especially like one who's in peak physical condition, because it really.
I was about to say, like imagine like all the endorphins and everything that you experience every day, like you're peak,
right. Oh, yeah.
And
you're constantly
peaking. That's literally the sexiest thing that you can be, and you're around nothing but that. Like literally, it just like walking through the hallway. If you don't hear ball slapping, all you smell is fucking testosterone.
Why does sex smell so bad? Besides like the bodily fluids and the sweat, like there's just something about it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. If you don't clean up, it does kind of smell after a while, but. I don't know. I mean, there's something special about it.
Right. It's just something. And it's nasty. Like it's not a good smell, but it's also like it's kind of like when your shoes smell like you don't think it really smells all that bad. But if you like walk past somebody else who just had sex and you smell it, it's like, holy fuck, this is terrible.
Yeah, no. I can't agree more. Exactly. Like if you like if I know that you just fucked the shit out of somebody and I walk in the room and I'm like, fuck, that stinks, bro.
Like, exactly. My bad. Next time put a sock on the door, homie. It's like we're done. It's like it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. No, the stench remains.
Yeah. Get out the Febreze.
The sex is over, but the stench remains.
Right. The crime scene still has lingering evidence. Like,
right, it's still there.
Oh god.
No, it's I don't know the answer to that, but I will tell you. No, it's one of those
I want to catch up on Trigger's comments because they're really funny. Best 15 seconds of your life. Hilarious. Not winning gold. Hilarious. I feel like there's content opportunity they're missing out on here. Forrest Gump in the fridge, trust me. I fucking love that. Fucking love that trigger. Appreciate the comments. Keep going, Josh.
Get back to work.
Get back to work. This is his job, actually. He actually is working right now. Surprisingly enough.
Right. No, it's just once again, it's one of those things where you can't really explain it, but like I can leave that stench on my dick and balls for a day, and surprisingly, even though it smells bad.
I'm a big shower guy though. I don't like to go to bed dirty. I'm gonna shower before I go to bed.
Oh, I'll waller in it, like just literally.
You'll set up. You'll be like, I'll pitch a tent outside if I have to.
Yeah, no, I'm fine, but I don't know. I have really good sex. I will say that. Shout out Thundercat. But can't do it by myself.
I'll second that notion. Shout out Annie.
I mean, I can do it by myself, but not like that.
Right.
Exactly. No, it's one of those things
fun.
To where
it's more fun to share. You know, I mean, this dick is so great. I had to share it with somebody. That's how I view marriage, right?
I'm just glad somebody took it off my hands.
Literally. Dude, we've had sexual episodes, but this is like clip that. You clip it, J-Rod. Dude,
you clip that, Trigger. Get back to work.
Dude, it's fun. This is like by far one of the most sexual episodes. We've had sexual episodes. This is probably the sexiest, the most sexual episode we've ever had. Like by fucking far. This is like leaps and bounds. This is just in the thick of it. Like we're waiting. We're fisting our way through it. Oh, 100%. 100%. We're breaking through that barrier. We're just going through the next barrier and we're breaking right through it.
I love it. I'm having fun.
Josh, your thoughts? I love it.
I'm having fun.
Honestly, I'm having a great time.
No, to actually reel it back in and answer that question, it's just one of those things. And this is a PSA. TikTok's not they're not paying attention right now because they're not allowed to, but they'll get a taste. Don't worry. But it's one of the like I don't mind my smell and my like mixed smells, but I don't need yours. And it's just one of those weird things to where it's like, dude, just take care of your own shit. Like if you're sharing a space with anyone,
remember that
if you rail the shit out of somebody.
Remember that, Josh. Next time you pee in the hot tub, I'm gonna refer to this. I'll be like, remember season 2, episode 16? You'll be like,
first of all, I went 5 fucking days without peeing in the hot tub.
I'm very proud of you. You get a gold star on the chart.
Thanks.
That doesn't take back what happened, and you never apologize.
I guarantee you somebody peed in that hot tub.
You're probably right, but and also you did. I think you did once.
No,
you didn't. I thought you did once.
No,
I also didn't pee in the hot tub, so we did good.
Well. So there's 2 out of 9. I guarantee you, out of the other 7 motherfuckers,
statistically speaking,
somebody peed in the goddamn hot tub.
What's the weird statistic where it's like 8 divided by 9 is like technically 100% or something like, or it's like something weird like that.
I don't know that one.
Sorry,
but I do know.
Popped into my head. There's something really weird like that where something divided by 9.
Ignoring the bitch to sandwich ratio, the grown men in a hot tub not peeing to peeing ratio, it's never 0.
Hold on, what is that? What is that abbreviated?
0.
What is that abbreviated? Grown men peeing in a hot tub. So that's GMPIAHT. That ratio.
It's never 0. I promise you that.
I mean, you're not wrong. It doesn't even have to be. I mean, just men. It doesn't matter if they're grown or not. I mean, I would argue the younger you get, I would say there's a buffer between the ages of like 30 and 50 where you're probably not peeing as much. But if you have and then the scale just goes up. It's like an inverse curve. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like between the ages of like 0 to 20, you're probably peeing more. Between the ages of like 50 and 100, you're probably peeing more. But you kind of hit a sweet spot. But you're probably not peeing.
Look, comparing to the bitch to sandwich ratio, where sometimes it is 0. Like it can be 0.
It can be 0. Like if it's just you on a Friday night with your hand, then it's 0.
It can be 0. And like, but
if nobody makes a sandwich,
when you involve,
it's a 0.
if nobody makes or eats a sandwich, and
right.
especially if someone eats a sandwich but the female doesn't make a sandwich,
it's still 0.
That ratio is all that's like absolute 0.
Right.
But
it's like Kelvin. It doesn't even fucking come up. Uh-oh. You got to take a shot, John.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
God damn it. It's trigger.
Nice. There it is. Drop it. You're not gonna.
I lit my cigarette first. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna take a shot. Is
that the official shot sounder? Every time we say shot, we have to go. There it is. Who says we're not entertaining? Besides TikTok. TikTok can go fuck themselves. Not the people on TikTok, the entity that is TikTok and their stupid ass.
Trying to know trustworthy and fucking look. Here's for you, Trigga.
Trying to know trustworthy.
Trigga, get back to work and go fuck yourself.
In whichever order pleases you the most. But also, thank you for resubscribing.
But also, thanks. Yeah.
So where are we at now? So sex at the Olympics. Yep. It happened.
Sex at the Olympics.
To bring it home.
No, it's but it was they've already tried this. Like they said that they did it in Japan. They also said that they did it in Rio. And apparently Rio was like the biggest fuck fest of all time. Like,
right.
I think if you look it up, I think at least 24 athletes had to be treated for STIs.
Right. Which
means they were fucking before they got there. They were just like they didn't turn the machine off.
Or they just
kept going.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't turn the machine off. The fucking machine just never sleeps in the Olympic Village. You know who else never sleeps? You know who else never sleeps? Joey Chestnut's PR team.
But have you? Sorry to kill your segue.
That was a great transition. Come on.
It was a great transition. I know it was, but I'm not.
Come on.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to move on.
I thought we were
Have you seen some of these young sandwich makers that go to the Olympics? Like,
yes.
have you seen them?
Yeah, or just any volleyball team ever. Yeah, 100%.
Right, but you're not even dealing with that. You're dealing with the field hockey chicks. You're dealing with the water polo chicks. You're dealing with the field at the track and field chicks. The track and field chicks, like the legs for fucking days, bro.
Nice. Do you think the Saudi Arabians have like a volleyball team? And like, do they wear hijabs the whole time?
I don't know. You can look it up. You're the enhanced guy.
Enhance. Yeah, hold on, let me look it up. Genuinely curious.
No, but for real, like being honest though, as far as that goes, you can't stop them from fucking, but at the same time, would you want them to? Like, you have some of the most beautiful people in the world coming together.
It's like,
why would you want to stop that?
It's like H Mustache Man's dream.
Right. But at the same time, like the captain of the captain of the women's field hockey team, she's not going pro. She's going to end up at like Rent-A-Car or something like that.
So they have a male volleyball team, but they don't have a women's volleyball team. You know what that is?
I bet they're studs.
You know what that is though? Sexist. Come on, Saudi Arabia, do better. I implore you.
Are they wearing the tiny Speedos at least?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. They probably are. I mean, if you're not wearing the tiny Speedos, then you're not a real volleyball team.
No shit. Like, I would never play volleyball if I wasn't wearing a tiny Speedo.
And if you weren't wearing one, you can get the fun. This is Top Gun rules, baby.
Dude, no, it's not Top Gun rules. I'm not wearing jean shorts or actual full leg jeans.
No,
well, as long
as it's Top Gun. Look, I'm gonna wear my socks with my goddamn shoes on if I have to. Don't you dare try to stop me.
You'll be kicked out. Trust me. And there's also there's no option to side pipe if you're wearing a Speedo. You just pipe.
You just pipe. You just bulge. You just lay it all out there.
That's it. Like here I am, world.
Well, it also kind of like inherently keeps the boner down, I would imagine, because you kind of like get a little bit of constant pressure, right? So.
Yeah, I've never tried to get a boner in a Speedo, but
have you ever worn a Speedo?
Yeah, dude.
Oh god. Don't they? Well, a Speedo.
I wore it too. So
you're talking about banana hammock Speedo or like the shorts, like the tight short Speedo?
No, like a real Speedo.
Oh god.
And my grandmother made me wear it, and I don't remember why she made me wear it, but I wore it to a pool
and touch you at the same time.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, so far
I operated it all myself. But
how old were you?
No, I was young. I was like 10 or 11, but I remember she made me wear it to my fucking my baseball trophy reception, which was held at like a local like pool club.
Okay.
And guess who was the only kid wearing a Speedo?
You.
Me.
Love that.
And I remember I was subconscious for like 30 minutes, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, what the fuck's gonna happen? Like, and then I started swimming, and they were like, what are you wearing? And I was like, this dick's for you, kid. Like,
at 10 years old, I remember like take it.
No, it made me overconfident because I was like, I'm wearing this and you can't. Like, I was never one for bullying. I will tell you that. Like, I was pretty good on the other side, but like getting bullied, not really my thing.
I was great at being a dick. You should have seen me in my heyday.
No, right. I was great at turning the channel on you. Like, let's just flip it down a couple channels and let's talk about you, fat ass. Let's talk about you, Mister. I can't hit a goddamn ball to save my life. Like,
ladies and gentlemen, the Dickin' Around podcast is inclusive of all genders, body types, dick types, non-dick types, and does not necessarily represent the view of the Dickin' Around podcast.
I'm talking about being in a Speedo when I was a child. And they tried to look, but it's funny, they tried to bully me, and I was like, oh wait, you're bullying the guy that basically hit a 600 average this season. I'm the reason why we won. Like, anytime we lost is because you were too fat and you couldn't hit anything. Like I got real venomous really quick.
I mean, you gotta lay it on thick. If you're not laying it on thick, you're doing it wrong. That's the truth.
And I just remember like eating a hot dog, wearing my Speedo, and being like, "Yep, this is where I was meant to be."
You're like, my anaconda don't. My anaconda don't.
It's like just the fact that it's kissing my butthole right now, like that doesn't mean anything.
All right, let's stop talking about your 10-year-old anatomy for a minute before we get kicked off of every platform. So, yeah, so Saudi Arabia doesn't have a women's volleyball team, but you know who else doesn't have a women's volleyball team? The Nathan's hot dog eating competition. Another great segue. Bam! You can't keep me down.
The first one was good.
You can't.
The first one was good. The first one was good.
The first one was good. The second one was also good. It just wasn't as good. So Joey Chestnut has officially been banned from this year's Nathan's hot dog eating contest due to his agreement to represent vegan brand Impossible Foods over Nathan's. Now, there's a lot of nuance in this story, John. We have 10 minutes, so we got to make it relatively quick. There's a lot of nuance in this story. So Joey Chestnut is, if you guys don't know, he's the current champion of hot dog eating. He's the best who's ever been there. Between him and Kobayashi,
I think he's won like 13 out of the last 14, right?
Right, exactly. I think one year he didn't win because like I forget there was like a reason for it, but like he was sick or something. I don't know. But
Because he went vegan.
Yeah. Yeah. So the reason why they banned him when you sign up, what's weird about the hot dog eating contest, it's not just like a hot dog eating contest put on by like the American Hot Dog Council. It's actually put on by the company Nathan's Hot Dog, which for several years had the Nathan's Hot Dog stand at Coney Island, although I believe they've shut it down or something like that.
I think they shut it down, but at the same time, for a long time, and when Chestnut started, it was not Nathan's. Like they branded it because whoever's running this shit,
I think it's been Nathan's for a very long time. Like for a very long.
Has
time.
It?
Oh yeah, like going back to like the 70s or something like that. It's been the Nathan's Hot Dog contest for a long time.
No. Either way, dude, this guy's eaten more hot dogs than anyone else in America.
Probably than anybody else in history. Like, and not just like in one sitting, but like the amount of hot dogs like total of all time. You know, what's the? I'm missing the word. You know what I'm saying?
It's not just like the competitions. It's imagine like he's practicing for months coming up. And he's got to expand his stomach and do all that shit. Like, imagine if he can eat that many hot dogs in 10 minutes or whatever it is. Imagine how many hot dogs he's eating leading up to that. And this guy is not even chewing. He's just throwing them down. So, listen, if he's not a homosexual, he should be.
He would be so good at that. So it does, by the way, it does go back to 1967. It looks like it kind of picked up in 1972.
Was it always Nathan's?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. It's been Nathan's.
So what about Hebrew National? Like, where does my buddy Yaki fit in?
Well, I think you got to. I think part of the qualifier for that is you have to be circumcised in order to participate in the Hebrew National Hot. So,
Chestnut's out.
Yeah, Chestnut's out. So is Kobayashi, I believe. Do the Japanese?
He's got a turtleneck.
Is that a thing? A lot of Americans get circumcised too. It's just that, you know.
He's got a turtleneck. I don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, you're entirely right. Joey Chestnut, if he's not a homosexual, huge missed opportunity for the homosexual community, and your loss is truly felt. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Like the whole thing about him not being a part of it is because part of the rules for the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest is you have to represent the Nathan's brand. You can't just represent hot dogs, which is like kind of fucking stupid if you ask me. But that's how they get
pay that mother.
Right.
I'm just saying, pay that motherfucker.
Yeah, they don't pay them like jack shit to be there. And Joey Chestnut, like, I wouldn't say he's a household name, you know, but like anytime the hot dog eating competition comes around, everybody instantly remembers his name. He's kind of like
always in July. It's yeah, exactly. It's like always in July. He just pops up and you're like, oh, that's my fucking dude. Like that guy fucking rocks.
Right.
Exactly. At least it's not a goddamn Japanese man that's doing it. Like,
what does that have to do with anything?
Kobayashi.
4th of July, baby, America.
Fuck yeah. Lick my butt and suck on my balls.
But yeah, it's kind of horseshit if you ask me. And he's like, how about you go fuck yourself, and then I'll go make millions from representing this other hot dog brand, which, by the way, is not a hot dog.
But that's also it's not a hot dog, but it's a no fucking brainer because he still, if he wants to eat hot dogs, he'll eat hot dogs.
But that's my point to the tragedy of the situation. Like, he's gonna go work for another hot dog company that doesn't even make real hot dogs, but he's like, they were gonna fucking pay him money, so that's why he's gonna go fucking do it.
Look, Chestnut should have been on the front of every Nathan's packaging for the last 15 years.
Free my boy Chestnut. Like, he did nothing wrong.
No, he did nothing wrong, but at the same time, I mean, I guess maybe he retired.
I think it's just more that he probably just did simple calculus. He's like, I can accept a couple milli, you know, throw that in the bank. What was that? What is it from Parks and Rec, where the two terrible children are just like, money please.
Yeah, money please.
He was like, I could keep straining my intestine lining for the rest of my life, or I can just cash out now. Money please.
Thank you.
It's just fucking cash out. Like, why the fuck wouldn't you cash out? Like, that's your fucking job, man. Just go for it. Like, it's kind of bullshit, you know.
Yeah,
he deserves the money.
Again, it's one of those things. Like, who's actually gonna make that money? And he's gonna get paid no matter what. So
exactly.
If
he's gonna get paid way more one way or the other.
But he's not a vegan, is the whole thing. And
yeah, you don't have to. But obviously.
No, he'll sponsor the vegans and sponsor whatever they're doing, and he's gonna get a giant fucking paycheck. He'll say, "Oh yeah, vegan. Look at me eating a carrot," and then immediately shove like 19 dogs down his head. But
exactly,
like Nathan's, they missed a big opportunity. Like he could have been their fucking guy. Like the whole time, he could have been their fucking guy.
Right.
You just gotta eventually realize this guy, you know, he's not only doing the hot dog eating contest, like he's doing shit all around the nation, and he's going overseas and eating like sushi eating contests and doing all this shit,
right,
and winning everything, and just like he's living those check to check, and whoever's gonna, you know, back him and whatever. You had the chance to snag him up. Don't ban him now. Right. Because you weren't smart enough to actually say, hey, why don't you be the hot dog guy? Why don't we put you on every single, like the front of every single pack of Nathan's hot dogs? Why don't we put you in the front with like 8 fucking dogs in your mouth?
Right. Dogs in your mouth. That's just a funny thing to say out loud.
Oh, it happened.
Put the dogs in your mouth, boy.
But
and for that reason, Nathan's hot
Chestnut, R.I.P. Nathan's hot dog gets a fucking chop.
Yeah, you were the man, dog. You were the man. Oh, that's okay then.
Kobayashi, welcome back.
It's gonna be like there's gonna be an era though where they reinstate champions, like Reggie Bush getting his Heisman back. At some point, they'll be like, he's got to come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it could be sad. It could be sad, like the UFC with the Tito Ortiz fight, and like, yeah, he's fucking 43 years old. Stop doing it. Like, just stop. You've made enough money. You married a porn star. She went crazy on you. You got a divorce. She got the kids. You got the house. Leave it the fuck alone. Like, just stop doing it.
And on that note, kids, we got to hit the chop shop. Here we go. Bringing it in. Go.
The chop shop.
The chop shop. The chop shop. Brought to you by Nathan's Hot Dogs. Chop. They get a fucking chop.
But not really. Chop.
No, they yes. Hashtag not sponsored. Chop.
Chop.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Nathan's Hot Dogs got a chop. I think gender reveal parties got a chop. I feel like orgies kind of got a chop. Not that we're judging orgies, but like they're just not for us.
It's just.
It's like
it's a thing. It's a thing.
It's just
and it's like it's like I'm not.
It's like
it deserves a chop. It deserves a chop.
I mean, chop. So all right, we're not acting out an orgy.
All right. Sorry.
What else got a chop? Block parties definitely don't get a chop. They get an anti-chop. They get a blue.
What is that?
I don't know. House parties.
No. Well, they can go a lot of different ways.
Exactly. That's what we learned today. That's your PSA for today, folks. Keep your finger on the pulse of the house party. Sometimes it's a nice, quiet evening with the neighbors. Sometimes it's a full-on orgy. There is a middle ground. Don't get lost.
My best advice to you is don't leave too early.
and don't wish you had left earlier.
Right.
Again,
there's a sweet spot.
There's a Goldilocks zone of the house party.
It's right around there.
Yeah, exactly. Some say the sweet spot doesn't exist, but they just haven't looked hard enough. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for a great episode. As always, we keep it real. We keep it dickish. We keep it around because that's all we do is we dick around every fucking Friday live at 5. Or you can find our library of episodes, as Josh is pointing to, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Apple Podcasts. Obviously, our main platform is TikTok, but our other main platform is Twitch. So hit us up on there. We got merch.
We also have merch.
Twitch description. We got merch, which I'm pretty sure nobody's bought because fuck us. We also got Patreon, which I'm pretty sure nobody's done because fuck us. There's plenty of ways for you to interact with us more. Hit us up. We're gonna set up subscriptions on TikTok when they unsuspend us for being too fucking funny, I guess. So just check us out. We got plenty of ways for you to support us, help us grow. You know, get the word out. Tell your friends. Lock up your daughters. Lock up your wives, because here comes the Digging Around podcast. Josh, your thoughts. Closing thoughts.
Cacao.